Hi friends, it's Suzanne here from sunstampin.com. I'm a Canadian Stampin' Up! Demonstrator. I want to welcome you to my weekly Wildcard Wednesday video on my blog and YouTube channel. The card designs I share today are a little more technique driven, but nothing too complicated. I also sell the products I feature in this video. I hope you enjoy my free video tutorial and would love to see you shop with me. For today's card, I'm featuring the stamp set Dandelion Wishes and 4 Stampin' Right markers, as well as an E-block. This is an acrylic block that you can get from Stampin' Up! And I am drawing some lines across it. So the first color I used was Granny Apple Green. The second color I'm using is Balmy Blue. The third is Coastal Cabana, and those 3 colors are in our regular families. And Blueberry Bushel is my last one, and that is an in color. So all new colors, they look awesome. I spritzed that acrylic block with some water, and I am kind of stamping the acrylic block onto shimmery white cardstock. You can see what I'm doing here. I have the doors off of my Stamparatus, and I am just adhering the, it's like I wanted a little bit of sponge, a little bit of give, that sort of thing, and I also didn't feel like taping my paper down to a board, so I'm using the Stamparatus as a tool to hold my paper down so it doesn't curl. And you can see what I did there. I sort of pressed down as best I could. This is just a baby wipe that I am soaking up some of the color, and I left that to dry. It's tough to do, let me tell you. So I stuck my door of my Stamparatus back on, got the image and the sentiment. So the sentiment is from Itty Bitty Greetings. It says, "With love and sympathy." And the dandelions there are from Dandelion Wishes. So I'm using Stays on ink because Stays on ink is permanent and it will go over top of anything. So in case my paper wasn't 100% dry, this ink won't bleed. So I've had to stamp a couple of times, and I think my ink pad is a little dry. So I went in with my Stampin' Right marker and just colored in the dots of those dandelions. And then I wanted to extend their tails a little bit. I felt like they were hanging out in midair, and so I just took the bullet end of my Stampin' Right marker and lightly drew a curve. Just went along with the dandelion just to make them look a little longer. Thickened it up, tried to match it, did the best I could. I think it turned out really well. You can't really notice. So this is linen thread. I tied a bow. Linen thread is by far my favorite, most versatile. I love this thread. I rarely use any other kind of thread or twine or even ribbon, but this is by far my favorite, and I've just used it up on this card. All right, so I've tied a nice bow. There was a lot of bow tying in that. I've edited it out. You're welcome. And now I am going to just trim off the tails, and then I'm going to adhere it to a Whisper White thick card base using Tombow Mono adhesive, or in the catalog it's called multi-purpose glue. And it's because this, I mean, it dried very flat, but you want to make sure that any kind of piece that you had a lot of water on, you want to make sure it's stuck down to your card base very, very well, and it won't lift up. So I didn't want to chance using, you know, a dry adhesive. And that is my card for today. Hope you enjoyed it, and I will see you again on Friday. Bye. Hey, thanks for sticking around to the end of the video. On screen are 2 more videos for inspiration. Click on the maple leaf for my blog, or click on me to subscribe to my channel. Thanks again for watching.